afternoon. This is going to be the all signs reading for the week, and I did announce it on my Facebook page. If you're not already connected to Neptune's Daughter on Facebook, I do have the link in the description on my videos on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing, in addition to my twin flame reading every week and my all signs reading, I'm going to be doing a past life reading. And what I want to do, what I have in mind to do with that, is to really go into depth more with, I call them past timelines, some people call them past lives, to really explain more about those. And also, as the cards come up, I'll be giving whatever type of information comes up, and if it does resonate with you, do take it, because I'm sure different messages will be coming through for certain people. And I feel like it'll give you some clarity, and you might even have some aha moments of your own. I'm real excited to do that because the past timelines, or past lives as they're called, is kind of my area. I wouldn't say expertise, but I seem to really be aligned to that, and I have a lot of information that comes through for myself. I'm aware of maybe 18, 20 of my past lives now. One of them was a famous one, of which I write about in my blog. So once again, in the description of my YouTube channel, I have my link to my blog also, to Blogger. And do check it out. I talk about my twin flame journey and my ascension path that I've been on, and different past lives that I've had. So do definitely check that out. I noticed when I pulled the cards for this all signs reading that it's very, very high vibrational. So I do feel like more and more people are on that spiritual awakening path, because we are born into the bodies that we are in right now. And understand, nobody's their bodies. We're all our souls. And we're born into these bodies with soul amnesia, and we forget who we've been before. Any type of spiritual gifts that we have, we've forgotten. And so as we start spiritually awakening, we start remembering, oh yeah, I can do this. I can read tarot cards. I can communicate with souls that no longer have bodies. We start stripping off things that are not us. And what I've learned with this channel here is that it started off, I had a whole lot of followers. And I mean, I still do, but I've lost quite a few of them, and I've lost views. And at first, initially, I felt pretty discouraged. But then Spirit let me know that whoever is being guided to watch my videos, it's being divinely guided, and you are going to receive the message that you're supposed to receive at the right time. Because this here is part of my soul purpose, my soul mission. And so I do, I'm very dedicated to this channel. I'm doing my personal readings a lot differently now. I am going to open it up to Skype, but for right now I'm just using my personal phone, because I'm a real approachable, real down-to-earth person. I'm not one of these people that's scared to death that somebody's going to cyber stalk me or cyber kill me or, or whatever. I'm real approachable, just put it that way. And so my personal paid readings are going to be interactive, $40 right now through PayPal or Cash App, and we will interact the whole time, either on the phone or through Skype. I'm still working out all the details. I did one of these readings, and it was very nice because I was really able to sense and pick up on the person's energy. We were able to kind of communicate and talk the whole time, so it was really nice. Or if you'd like to make an energy donation, once again, I'll include that in a video, but sorry, this was my very long public service announcement, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first card that I have is the Wind, the Intention card. And so basically what I'm getting with this card is to make sure that whatever your intentions are, that they're coming from a pure place. I know I had spent a lot of time, and it's came up for almost all of the signs over the past week, so it must be a collective consciousness thing. Make sure that whatever it is you are trying to do, whether it be success with your job, with your business, and with your personal life, make sure it's not to please others. Make sure it's not the whole look at me energy. I know my ego loves that kind of thing. I'm going to show you how successful I can be. I have a lot to prove to the world. Well, this is very ego-based, and it's not coming from a pure place. It's more for others than what it is for you. So do make sure that whatever it is you're trying to manifest in your life, it is for you, is what will make your soul happy. And who cares what others think? Freedom comes when you no longer worry about other people, period. That is true freedom. And stop being, such a conformist. I mean, I understand that we have rules in society and stuff, which I don't do well, so I'm not a great example. So there's some things we do have to conform, but then there's other things that, you can really be creative and you can really be expressive. And because to clarify that wind, that Six of Wind, that intention card, we have the rain, the purification. And another way that we are purified is by things coming up that really give us clarity, that really show us what direction we need to go in. And we do this by connecting to our soul energy. And I described it in, I believe, in my Twin Flame video that I did earlier today, that soul vibration, that core energy is that little vibrating, energetic ball that's in your gut. And a lot of times we try to suppress it. I mean, I thought it was bad nerves for a while. I must be anxiety. I must have bad nerves. And so I would try to kill that, with weed or with alcohol or with cigarettes. And come to find out, that was my soul energy. That just goes to show you, humans are always trying to judge things. We're always trying to label things and limit things. And that is where your intuition's at. Whatever you feel using that core vibration, that soul energy, is what is guiding you, or it should be. So do stay out of your head. And in order to do this, we might have to isolate ourselves a little bit and really pull back our energy and spend some time alone. Because we get involved in these codependent patterns where, someone hurts us and, we're grieving the loss of a relationship right now, not knowing that we really can't lose what is ours by divine right, because it'll be replaced and restored with something even better, or that particular person will return and it'll be even better. Everything's being divinely guided, and maybe your souls needed that, orchestrated that space so that you could work through some things. But what happens is, instead of using that space that our soul has gifted us with, we will go and attach ourselves to somebody else. Please make me feel better, make me feel whole and complete again. Want me, desire me, so that I feel like I am enough, because I don't feel like I'm enough by myself, because this person rejected me, they abandoned me, so I must be worthless. So let me find somebody else who wants me, who will determine my worth. So in order to keep going through that, quit going through that cycle, just stop for a while. Spend some time alone, contemplate, do some soul searching, and try to figure out why you keep attracting the same situations and the same kind of people, and why these same things showing up as lessons keep coming. And the other message I'm getting with this card is that you could possibly be going through a dark night of the soul. Now, I have been through several of those, and they disguise themselves. A lot of times people want to call it depression. Oh, you're clinically depressed, let's medicate you. Not knowing that on a soul level, this is when a dark night of the soul is when all of a sudden you don't know who you are anymore. You're like, man, I thought this was me. I thought this is what I like to do. And all of a sudden things are being stripped away from me and I don't know why. And so I'm depressed about it. No, what's happening is that your soul is stripping off things that do not resonate with you on a soul level anymore. And you are going through an identity crisis because we are not our bodies. No one is their physical form. And anything that you believe to be true, is coming down in a tower moment. That this was no longer, this is not you, it never was you. And so it's sort of an identity crisis. But don't resist it. Go with it and love and accept yourself anyway. Through it all, the best thing I can tell you is just to accept what's going on. Once you accept your inner situation and your outer, accept it all. You know, this is what's happening. I'm not going to resist it. Then things can flow, the energy can flow, and things can change. That only then can you have true change. Because to clarify this card, we have let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. You never had control. You just thought you did. And in fact, you've been in your own way. Your soul knows what you want, and it's orchestrating everything right now. To be in your head and to be overthinking and try to get out ahead of it and to try to control things, all you're doing is blocking abundance. All you're doing is blocking the flow of energy, everything that needs to happen right now to lead you to where you need to be. So stop resisting what's happening right now. We have the alchemy card. Now, when you alchemize, and I don't even know if that's the proper word use, alchemize, but I don't know what the verb would be. Alchemy is turning different stones and metals and stuff into gold. Now, we do this on a soul level when we start converting our ego into soul energy. Now, how do we do that? We strip off any type of conditioning and fears that we've taken on ever since we have been incarnated in the body that we're in. We take on the fears of our caregiver. You know, let's say we're a toddler and our mom or dad, they see a spider and they jump around screaming and yelling and kill it or whatever. You learn, all of a sudden you learn, oh, I'm supposed to be scared of spiders. So now all of a sudden I'm scared of spiders. Or let's say, for example, your caregiver doesn't like a certain group of people. And you have to grow up hearing about that. Well, you know, you were taught at an early age, you know what, I'm not supposed to like those people. They're this, that, or whatever else. And so then you take that on, and that's a condition. So as we take on these conditions and these fears, they are not us. And so how do we alchemize them, if that's a word? We strip them off and we accept them for the fact that they are not us. They are not real. But we also accept and love the fact that, you know what, we didn't know any better. It's all right. Don't blame yourself. Forgive yourself. Face whatever fears you have to face. I know over the past month and a half, I have been facing a couple fears a week. I'm almost to the point now where I'm fearless, and it's the most empowering. It's the most amazing feeling in the world. And once you realize fears are illusions anyway, it's a lot easier to get out of your own way. And to clarify that, we have prophecy, guidance, and direction. So basically what I'm getting with this is, if something is showing up, it's showing you something. Just like I said, the fears, you know, I had this whole crazy neighbor situation that went on for a whole week. And if you read my blog, or if you don't read my blog, check it out, because I just recently wrote about it. And it taught me several lessons. And I finally stopped feeding the situation energetically, and it moved out of the way, because that's how these simulations in this matrix are. Once you stop feeding them and you learn the lessons that they have came to teach you, they move out of the way. And so in that way, that's the way that we get guidance and direction, is by the experiences that we're having. Other people will hold up a mirror for us to look at. Do look in that mirror. Do see what it's teaching us, and move on from it. Our deepest fears will be our greatest teachers until you actually get out and face those fears. And then you also realize that that was something that you took on that was never you to begin with. So definitely start stripping those things away little by little. It's like an onion, layer by layer. And we do this by going through the sacred fire. I have said a lot lately that I feel like I have been initiated by fire. I have faced fear of death. I have faced my own fears of certain groups of people who somehow I took on some, conditioning with regards to, and it's more surprising than you think. Fear of the dark. I had to face even though, and this is crazy as hell, but I consider myself a medium. I have always sensed, I call them extra energies, souls without bodies. I've always sensed them. I've always known they were around. And I'm clairsentient. I feel and I read energies. That's how I read these cards, is I read the energy. And lately I've been seeing and hearing ghosts. And I have been scared my whole life, even though I felt them and I knew they were around. I would tell myself, please don't let me see you. Please don't let me see you. Because I'm so scared. Because my mom was scared of ghosts. And my grandmothers were mediums. And they were always, their spirits were always around us. My mom was always terrified. I was terrified. Well, I think I've gotten to the point in my journey where I'm ready to see them and talk to them now. And so I've been really facing that fear. This card here, I'm going to look up the meaning. These fairy cards, oftentimes I have to. Number 15. And then I'll give my own take on it. Hold on, if I can get to the page. Headstrong. This is the house of stubbornness in situations where you will find no joy in trying to dissuade somebody to change their mind. It is a position of power, so if your card, gentleman or lady, sits in this house, you are actually in the best position if you use your power wisely. You could look at the card in the house of the moon to see how will be the best you will be best be seen by others and use your power in this way. So what I'm getting with this is that whole stepping into your power. And how do we step into our power? By facing fears. And I do believe right now that fears are a theme. And if you really take a look at any of the situations that are going on in your life, if you lose a job, for instance, if you're in danger of losing your home, this is showing you your fear of loss. And don't be scared to lose anything ever. It's most empowering when you can face these fears and be like, oh well, if this happens, something better will come along because I'm always divinely guided and divinely protected. Don't resist the situation. Stay very positive and trust the universe. You have to have a lot of faith, and that is how you become fearless. And, let's say, for example, somebody has abandoned you. They've left you. Once again, this is showing you fear of loss. Don't be scared to lose anything or anyone, because whatever is yours by divine right will be restored to you or something better in its place. Tell yourself that affirmation every day. It's a Florence Scovel Shinn affirmation. If you have never read any of her books, the full audio version's free on YouTube, The Game of Life and How to Play It, or Your Word is Your Wand. Amazing, and they're life-changing. Florence Scovel Shinn is the mother of metaphysics, and she really does teach the law of attraction. I've learned a lot from her. Fruition. Make sure you know what it is, like I said, that you are trying to manifest. Really start with this yin and yang energy. And I'm going to start with this card first, and I'm going to backtrack. And I talked about this a lot in my twin flame reading. And this is 22, which is the double 11s. 1111 is the twin flame symbol. And the yin and the yang is all about twin flames. Basically, twin flames are your soul in two different bodies. And everyone has a twin flame. Everyone has a counterpart that's out there. Not everyone has met them yet. If you haven't yet, it just means that you aren't ready. Your soul isn't quite ready yet, but you're getting there. And then your soul recognizes it in the physical form of another one. And you start blending this yin and this yang energy. And you start ascending and you start learning things about the universe, about how magical it is, and learning about your past lives and all that your soul has ever been. And it's amazing. It can be a difficult journey to navigate, only because we make it that way. Our ego wants to see all kinds of blocks and see separation, and there's never any separation. As souls, we are all connected and we form the universe. Every soul on this planet is connected universally. And so that's the message that I'm getting with this, is that this fruition, let your intention be to connect to your soul energy and to continue on your ascension, your spiritual path. And this is how you will align to love, money, everything else will fall into place once you start within. What is that saying? As within, so without, or something like that. I may have messed that up. But it starts within. Having that peace and that wholeness within, and not needing anything outside of yourself, and really clearing any type of codependent energy that you have, is how you align to abundance. And you do that by balancing. And once again, I feel like this balance card goes with the yin and the yang. So I do feel like some of you watching this are indeed on a twin flame journey, especially if you're seeing 1111 a lot. If you do have a divine partner, I do a divine partner twin flame reading every week. And you have to balance these energies. And it's like the light and the shadow parts of your soul. We have things hidden in our shadow parts that we just really need to shine the light on. And these are things that we have hidden from ourselves. And other people will show us these things as a mirror. That's the reason why I said don't judge anything that's happening right now. Just like the situation I had with my neighbors. I was like, what in the hell is going on? This is crazy. I really had some real deal neighbor problems for a while. But like I said, it taught me so much, and I feel so much better now that I've really faced those things and really cleared a lot of stuff out, a lot of stuff that was stuck on that shadow side. So don't judge it. Wow. We have the moon card. And the moon is all about shadowy energy too, and it's all about illusions. Look at this. I can't make this stuff up. This card, and this card. Wow. So, man, if that is not a synchronicity, I'm amazed right now. All three of these cards are saying the same thing. What I was saying about those illusions. The 3D, the physical realm, are the illusions. And we have things. Imagine, the sun on one side and the moon on the other side. And you have to face that shadow side, that shadowy aspect of yourself, which is the moon side, where the illusions are. To really bring yourself into... Where's it at? Balance. Wow, that is so amazing. I couldn't do that again if I tried. We have the snake, and anyone who knows me knows I have a very complicated background with snakes. I talk about it in my blog and any of my videos. When I was 3 years old, my mom found me playing in a nest of snakes. She came out screaming bloody murder, grabbed me, took me in the house. I spent a whole life scared of snakes when I really shouldn't have been. That was one of those conditions that I was talking about. And as I've been stripping away fears, I've been really facing and spending more time out in nature with snakes. I have lots of really cool pictures on my social media pages I have planned a whole photo shoot with me and a snake, because I want to do a whole Santa Marta La Dimenadora photo shoot. Snakes are how I really built up my intuition, because I would spend a lot of time. They don't move for me. I go out and I see one, it just sits there. And I look at it and it looks at me, and we literally commune in nature. It's the craziest thing. I mean, how it just lets me walk up on it and just sit there and look at it. And it won't bother me. I won't bother it. And I take pictures of it, video record it, talk to it. And this is how I have built my intuition, because snakes are very intuitive creatures. I mean, look it up. Like, if you look up snake as like a spirit animal, which I'm sure it's mine, intuition is one of the words, one of the descriptions that come up with that. So the message that I'm getting for you, sorry I got sidetracked, is that whole getting into your soul energy, that core, that vibrating core that is your intuition. Really develop that. Learn to feel, and anything that comes up, ask yourself how you feel about it through that core, and stay out of your head, because your head will always mislead you, because that's where your ego's at. We have the coffin. And basically the message that I'm getting with this is that whole fear of loss that you're facing. Maybe somebody's walked out of your life, or you've lost a job, or you're in fear of losing material possessions right now. And I said, do not fear that, because some things have to die in order for new things to come in their place. That, or maybe this person, like I said, you need that space so that you can grow and they can grow, and do be fluid so that you guys can come back together. Get your ego out of the way. Allow people to come and go as they need to. True healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Triggers are very important. And I know I used to get triggered all the time, and now I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. I mean, I say, okay, all right, all day long. When this shit comes up, I'm like, all right, I recognize it for what it is now. This is not real. This is something that I've aligned to somehow with my fears, with my thoughts, with the stories I tell myself. So now I tell myself better stories. This is how I show myself love. I tell myself better stories, because you know what? I am worthy. I'm not a victim anymore. I deserve more than disloyalty, abandonment, rejection. These were stories I was telling myself anyway that I aligned to. So now I tell myself I am worthy. I am enough. I am lovable. I am love. And you know what? That's what I align to now. And that's where you need to get. Once you no longer, and these triggers occur as tests. Okay, we're going to see your spirit team or your own soul will trigger you sometimes, just to see how you're going to react to the trigger still. Is this still going to get to her or him? Or do they see past the illusions? Past the illusions, and know that this isn't real, and that whatever it is that's showing up, this is all just going on in their mind, which is the matrix, which is where we simulate experiences, human experiences, since we are divine beings having human experiences. That's how we experience it. All right, I have not read this postcard oracle card yet. I save it for the end so that I can see how close the messages are. And those syncs and those signs that come through with the message too are so magical. Dearest you, there's only one you, and you have a unique path and a special purpose. You're supposed to have specific experiences in this world and meet certain people, but then it is up to you how you live, how awake you choose to be, and how willing you are to grow and strip away what's false. Oh my God, I've been talking about that. Remember the onion? Don't compare yourself to others. It's easier to think a person is happier just because their outside looks good according to community standards. But you can't know what anyone's internal experience is. Compare yourself only to your past self. See how far you've come. Don't be distracted by what others are doing or accomplishing. Stay focused on what inspires you. That's how you get successful and find happiness. Want what you have now, not what someone else has. We love you immensely and know your journey ahead is sparkling with miracles and wondrous things. Trust, loving you forever and ever. Wow, that's beautiful. So definitely do strip away what's false and don't compare yourself to others. And this is kind of what I was saying before too, about stop caring what other people think. Florence Scovel Shinn has an affirmation. I believe it says, what God has done for others, He will do for me as well. And, that's something that you can say if you tend to be, a person that's kind of judgmental and maybe even kind of envious of others. And there's no judgment. I used to be like that. I used to be competitive as hell until I got to the point where now the only person I really have to make happy is myself. Let me just keep bettering myself. I'm not really in competition with myself, but so to speak, kind of, because I just want to keep being the best version of me, and that's the energy you should be in. Well, this is the all signs reading, and I will include in the description of the video my contact information if you would like to make an energy donation or if you would like to pay for a personal reading. Thank you for watching.